Well, as I used to say in Monty Python, we've got now for something completely different. So we do have two motorcycles here, which are the future basically. They don't use the internal combustion engine, they are both electric. The first is from Modena in Italy, and this is the first Italian manufacturer of super sport electric motorcycles. The company has brought together the brightest minds from Formula One to make this machine. It will go from 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds. It has a top speed of 125 miles an hour and a range of 153 miles. The second motorcycle, this is the Zero SRS Premium, and they're based in California. They were founded in 2006 by Neil Saki, a former NASA engineer. In 2020, the company sold 4,000 units. Each bike's range is determined by the battery capacity and the racing habits. Charging time, 2.5 hours. Combined range is about 120 miles. They do 124 miles per hour top speed, and it's 3.6 seconds to 60. So these are very quick machines, and these are the future of motorcycling.
Okay, we're still at the bottom of the test hill, and we've got a couple of lovely looking bikes here. I believe they're not quite what they seem. Could you tell us a bit about these bikes, please?
Yeah, sure. My name is Connor. I'm from a company called Spark Motos, and we've got an Energica, which is a customised Italian bike going up the hill, as well as a Zero SRS Premium. This one is 0 to 60 in approximately 2.6 seconds, and this one is slightly under 4 seconds. So we're hoping the members today will enjoy seeing the bikes go up the hill.
And they've been fabulous. Both these bikes have already gone up the test hill very quietly and very quickly.
Absolutely. People are surprised. Sometimes the first thing they notice that there's no noise. But they've been very quick up the hill because the acceleration is huge on these machines on account of the configuration of the electricity and the delivery to the wheels.
And are these going to be production bikes?
They are both production bikes. We sell them in Addleston. We sell the Energica machines, and we sell considerable volumes of the Zero bikes here, which are manufactured in California. The Energica, the red one here, is made in Modena in Italy, but it's a very limited production run. It's a relatively new company, whereas Zero have been making bikes since 2006.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we will...
Moved into the paddock now, and we've caught up with one of the bikes we wanted to talk to earlier, but it was a bit too noisy at the bottom of Test Hill. It's an interesting black e-Solex, and we have the owner of the bike here. Hello there.
Hello.
And can you tell us a bit about this bike?
It's the 2006 e-Solex, which is the electric version of the 1946 Velo Solex, and just taking it up Test Hill.
So this is based on a 1946 bike that had an engine, presumably.
Yes, it's the modern version that's been converted to electric, so it's a full electric edition.
And what sort of motor does it have, electric motor?
Essentially it's an e-pack, which is a 250 watt system, like a conventional e-bike, with a removable battery, so you can use it like somewhere between a bicycle and a scooter, and flip your leg over and pedal up a hill when you need to, and twist the throttle when you just feel like rolling along. It's good fun.
And what sort of range is this then?
Should be around 30 miles, but it really depends on whether you take it up Test Hill or not.
I think if you take it up there, that probably reduces it by about half.
I think it would go up there about 20 times before the battery was completely toast, so it's had to recharge the battery as soon as we came back down the other side.
And it's a fairly small machine, so I assume the battery is not that large in size.
It's a 16 amp hour, which is about the same size as a Bosch conventional Bosch battery for a regular e-bike.
So you could carry a spare one on the back?
It fits a second battery under the back, but they're about £500 a battery.
Gosh, that is expensive, isn't it?
The bike itself weighs around. The bike's a 40-kilo bike, so it's also quite heavy. But
and do you use this bike yourself for commuting or anything?
I've used it for playing.
Just playing.
It had about something like 15 kilometres on it before I brought it today. So it's more or less a brand new bike from 2006 with its first proper outing today.
Wow. I take it you live fairly locally.
About 20 miles away.
So a couple of runs up Test Hill. You think I'm going to get back home?
Let's hope so. If not, the long-term plan is to offer it to the museum. So at some stage, hopefully it'll be back. It could be here. So.
Yeah, well, that would be nice, wouldn't it? How many of these are around? It looks pretty rare.
It's very rare.
One?
I'm aware of 3 in the UK. Most of the rest of them were sold between Belgium and France until around 2012. So it's a Pininfarina design from 2006 that was brought for there. But Solex as a company has been sold 3 or 4 times since then, so it comes in and out.
Obviously, they're no longer making these.
It's been out of production for about 5 years. We're rather hoping that they'll come back in, because now the technology is really matched up with the way people are working and commuting. So it's
a great thing for a city bike, I should think. I see it's got pedals. Is it classified as a moped?
It's a bicycle, technically.
So an electrically assisted bicycle?
Yes.
What does that mean for taxation and things like that?
It's exempt from VED because it doesn't have enough power. And if you run out of battery and you feel like pedalling 40 kilos, you can quite happily pedal it indefinitely. We tend to use the two together. So if you have a big hill like the original Velo Solex, the idea is you can scoot around with pedals. If you see a big hill, you just start pedaling and it gets up to the top. But it's never been about speed. It's just about having something that's a bit comfortable to ride around on.
It takes me back to my old Puch Maxi a little bit, which had pedals.
Yeah.
But obviously not an electric thing, similar format with this.
Yeah.
But it was a devil to pedal.
This one's quite fun. But at 40 kilos, it's quite sturdy too. So if you have 2 batteries on it and a reasonable amount of baguettes and shopping on the back, you can fit baskets and things to it as well. It goes well.
It's an interesting looking little bike, I think. Thanks very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Have a safe journey home.
Thank you.